Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. On this episode, we're going to talk about your guy Trump. Y'all know he's running for president again, but he got some legal issues out there. Just got found guilty in court, all of that. Speaking of legal issues, man, your boy George Santos catching them federal charges. You know we got to talk about the chokehold death that happened down in New York City on the subway. Also, we're going to catch up with the NBA playoffs with my guy Spec. And LeBron's son decided what college he going to go to. We're going to get into all of that and much, much more. It's Perfect Talk, baby. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast. And this time, you know, I'm joined by my dog, my guy, my partner, Spec. What it do, brother?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Black?
Man, pleasure to be here with you, man. Life is good, man. You know me, I'm a pretty positive guy. You know what I mean? I look for the happiness in life, the things that, you know what I mean, are getting us through the day and through everything. And, man, I had two experiences, near-death experiences. I guess near-death might be exaggerating it, but there was two wild experiences. I was doing delivery, and I walked into, I think, the Massage Envy around here. It's like a massage spot. And they were fixing something with the heating and cooling, and the dude, he was up in the ceiling, and it looks like he let down like the little central air thing that they got from the top, and a wrench just dropped. And I swear that shit was like inches from me, bro.
A wrench? How big?
Standard, not no OD one, but like standard size. You know what I mean? So like I said, that one might have been a little exaggerating on near death, but that could have. I was just like, yo, it's inches from me. You know what I mean? I'm always one of these. I do the sign of the cross, something good happen, give thanks to God, and just, you know what I mean, keep it moving. But that was nutty. Then I was at the gas station. I don't know if it was the same day, maybe the next day or the same day. I'm at the gas station and like kind of like mindlessly, like, you know, I'm getting my Upside app and everything all set up and everything, and I'm walking behind a car. And at like kind of the last second, I see the reverse lights on, and I kind of do like a little hop, skip, run type of thing. But you know, like when you kind of like just doing it for like reverse visual purposes.
Your own vehicle?
No, I wasn't in the car. I was walking. Like I parked the car and I was walking inside to go get something and get my gas. And I seen like the reverse lights come on as I'm walking behind the vehicle. So I do like a little hop skip, but like a kind of not no like run for my life hop skip, like a little play around, kind of like make it look like I tried hop skip, and that motherfucker just backed up. no looking, no nothing. Like I was like, yo, he would have took me out, bro. He wasn't even thinking. Like
not hop skip.
Yeah. Had I just like, or I not looked up or something like that. You know what I mean? So that was another, sign of the cross. Like thank God for it. You know what I mean? And just be happy to be here. So I say all that to say I'm happy. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? We doing this. This is the 5th podcast that I did in a week. 5th podcast. Yeah. I was on the Minority Plus One podcast. If you haven't checked it out by now, I know I shouted it out a couple times. Shout out to Minority Plus One, Sam Crystal, my guy Steve, Brittany, you know what I mean? Go check that out right now. It was a great episode, real funny, a good time. So I did that. I did a Perfect Talk. I think I did a solo Perfect Talk. Then I did, me and Keith recorded this week.
Okay.
Then I did Ayo Niche and Friends. So that's 4. I did that one on Wednesday, the live podcast I do every Wednesday. Shout out to Ayo Niche. If you haven't checked out the Ayo Niche and Friends live podcast, go check that out right now. And then this is number 5. Yeah. And I think I can still keep going, bro. I love this shit, bro. I like, you know when you like, I don't know, you're 39 now, right? I'm turning 39 this month.
Don't age me.
But no, you start discovering different interests in life, and I didn't know that I kind of liked. Like talking and podcasting, I guess, as much as I did until about 5 years ago. I mean, I guess that's when I discovered it 6-7 years ago and really started doing it. But I kind of like it. It's how I want to make money in life, you know what I mean, and how I really want to express myself, and I think get my ideas out, and I spread news to the world, spread my opinions, and so I think it's always a dope time. So like I said, I could do another 5 more, man. Let's keep pushing. It's the editing part I don't love that much.
Get somebody to do that.
You know what I mean? Outsource it. Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers. By the time y'all hear this, Mother's Day would already passed. But shout out. We still want to salute the moms.
Mother's Day to all y'all out there.
Word up. Let them know, man. It's a thankless job. You know what I mean? It's not easy. And we salute y'all. We love y'all, man.
The world would be nothing without y'all.
Yep. You know what I mean? Y'all do it carrying for 9 months. So we shout out to y'all. Shout out and salute. What else happened? You be caring when stuff happened with the royal family?
With the who?
The royal family over in England.
Royal family.
Yeah. Because then they just have the big thing. He just became the king, right?
Yeah,
Charles?
The official coronation.
I don't be caring. I'm like, it be on the news, and I'll be like, why do we care about another country like that so much?
So that was last Saturday, and
Okay.
all I remember, every channel I just wanted to watch regular news,
Mm-hmm.
and every channel I turned to, that's what they. I want to see this shit.
Yo,
This ain't America.
we dick riding, bro. It's why I don't get it.
I mean, I guess it's a pretty big thing, but I think it's more. It's
ceremonial kind of
in the past, like the royal family. I mean, I wonder how long they're gonna keep this lineage going. Because I mean, if you think about all that,
now they love them over there.
Symbolizes well, a lot of them love them.
That's true. Everyone, yeah, those protests. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. But I feel like the majority, at least that's the perception.
That's the perception.
Yeah.
I don't live there, so I would be curious to you go and you walk the streets.
Yeah, how they really feel, right? Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously they're gonna project that we all love the king and the queen, da, 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 da. But when you talk to the people in the streets, they may have something different to say.
You're right. And because I even, as much as I don't care, I did kind of get sucked into like some clips, and like I seen when they put the crown on his head with all the jewels on it, and I'm like, yeah, they gotta get rid of this shit, bro. This is some old school, like
old school.
Wow, kind of like, it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about how they got all them jewels throughout time. I don't know, like, and I don't want to do that to everybody, but like now we live in an age where it's like the real story behind the story. No. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of people died, so y'all got them jewels on them, you know what I mean, and all that money, you know what I'm saying? So I'll let England take care of England. I'll let the UK take care of UK. We got enough people here that I don't give a fuck about to be worrying about what's going on over the pond, man. But let's get right into it, Spec, man. Actually, how you been before we get right into it, man? How's everything been since we chopped it up with you?
Man, just busy.
Yeah?
Busy. Work, family life, work. Just glad it's Friday.
Yo, we soaking up the weekend, man. Right now, let's get into Plicca's Spotlight Story, man. Sometimes it's the biggest headline, sometimes it's not, and this week is definitely not. But something that I think we need to talk about here and put some spotlight on. Steven Crowder. Mind you, I'm not going to front like I do. I have no idea who Steven Crowder is.
Steven Crowder.
Yeah, have you heard of him?
No.
Yeah.
Jay Crowder.
He's a basketball player, right? Yeah. When I heard the name, that's what I thought they was talking about at first. I'm like, oh shit! All right, now Steven Crowder, I believe he's a conservative media host and commentator. So he's real the right wing, right? I guess he's big for that. But who he is doesn't matter. There was a video that came out, and the story that I got behind it was him and his wife are going through a divorce. And, things get messy when you go to divorces. And this is a altercation that he had with his wife that was caught on the Ring cam. I would imagine she leaked it. I can't imagine who else would leak it to make him look bad. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna show you the argument that they have, and like I said, I don't really care about them and who they are, but then I kind of want to have some relationship questions to you about it, because you shout out to Spec. You've been in a relationship for what, over 15 years, maybe 20, close to 20 years. Close to 20 years. You're still with your kid's mom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I look at you as kind of like one of the more sturdy relationships and friends that I have, that, and you actually value the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people refer to their girl as the old ball and chain, my old lady. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you actually value the relationship and respect it. So we'll get into this video, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary in abusive and cruel. You are not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
There is no groceries. I do have
steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes. How does a man respect? How does a man receive love and respect? No. How does a man No, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
you're not taking the car.
Steven,
you are not.
Then I will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not threat, Steven.
Give it an Uber.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're gonna take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
See,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Steven.
You're making it feel like you do. The only way out of this is discipline and respect. It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline or respect.
Steven.
There you go. You throw your hand, you give up so easily.
I don't give up, Steven.
Hillary,
Steven?
you give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Steven, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Steven, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just stop engaging for a little bit, okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you, and the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it, you go, no, but I love you more than life itself. Okay, put on some gloves. No, but I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right, we're at an impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. As a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to you. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm gonna just
walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs take? No, you take Betty.
So basically, after the video ends, it says, as the crowd is heading aside, Steven gets angrier and angrier, and by his own admission, screams, "I will fuck you up," at his pregnant wife, Hillary, who then flees their home. So this guy is off his rocker. I think that's pretty...
Do they only have one car?
That was my first thought. I'm like, how are you someone famous that people care about? But maybe their car was in the shop. We don't know. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then you got Uber money. Right. I would imagine... Like, just, you take the Uber, bro, give your wife the car.
He clearly was just trying to be a dick.
That's abuse, and that's a form of abuse that, you know what I mean?
Abuse.
Yeah, that a lot, and I think a lot of men do that, you know what I mean? They know that's the way they can control their wives, and they can control, so I don't even want to define what he is by that, right? Because once in a while, like, the video ends, and they say the worst part, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that happened or not, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then, it's like, I don't want to judge somebody by their worst moment, but what I will...
That's definitely not his worst moment. I mean, no, I could continue.
You don't think that's his worst moment?
Well, no, I mean, when you see that, just from that, 5-minute clip, I mean,
you could tell it's
that's who he is. And this has been going on for some time.
I believe that. And she, eventually got tired of it and filed for divorce. And I think he's like big in the, like I said, the right wing community. So Christian values, they don't approve of divorce, things of that nature. But it's like. Yeah, no, bro, you're putting your wife in a sick situation. But the bigger conversation I want to have is, how do you properly talk to your significant other?
I just have one more. He was telling her to put on gloves for what? To walk the dog?
It sounds like they probably let the dog shit on their property.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like, clean up. Like that. He probably would give her chores. But his overly pregnant wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, I think it's just, you don't got no real power, so you try to exert power over, the person that you know what I mean, can. Yeah. And like that's corny shit. But what normal acting human beings, normal acting men, what is the way to really we'll do it from, we'll just say the male perspective because we're both males, but I guess what is the way that anybody could talk to their significant other when there's just a difference in, I guess, values, so to speak. So one person might be like, yo, let's get on a cleaning regimen, right? And the other person just didn't come from that type of family, right? It didn't come from that culture, and then kind of like uses that as like, I'll change when I'm ready kind of thing, or we'll get there when we get there. And it's like, nah, I expect this, da. Like, that's his wife. They should have figured out that before they got married.
Yeah,
but not everybody's married.
I'm sure he wasn't like that in the beginning.
Oh, no. He's definitely trying to be something that he's not, and she's not like with it at all. She's like, I don't believe who the fuck you think these people think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that shit just makes him act like more like a dick. But I'm not, like I said, normal person though. When there's a cultural difference in terms of what the relationship roles should be, what is the way to relay that? I guess without it being one abusive, what Steven Crowder just did, but two, respectful, not turning it into a fight, not turning it into like a dispute.
Yeah, I mean. So first and foremost, one rule that, and I could say Dahlia and I both have, is under no circumstances, you could debate, you can argue, but I will never disrespect her, right? Mm-hmm. I will never, call her out her name. I won't ever use words that can be taken as disrespect. I'm grown, right? Mm. So I have control over the things that come out of my mouth. I have control over my actions. So when I'm speaking to Thalia, or she's speaking to me, there's active thinking going on in everything that I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I'm not just speaking based on my emotion or anything like that, because the moment you do, you can easily come out your face and get disrespectful. And once you cross lines, that's not going to be healthy for any relationship. So there are boundaries that should be set in all relationships. There should be boundaries, and both parties need to adhere to those boundaries.
I think.
Period.
And it's not only in relationship. There are people who just want to win arguments, who like will argue something, like not even knowing if they right or wrong about it, and then, like you said, now your emotions get into it. I think where that disrespect comes in is where you know that you can't win the argument. So it's like, now I'm gonna insult the person. Right. Now I'm gonna try to win a different way, and it's like. That's not getting us closer to this.
In those situations, you just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away. and walking away, that might be seen as, because there'll be some. Oh, don't walk away from me. Or
she tried to walk away. But in the video.
So sometimes you have to choose the lesser between evils. Choose the lesser of two evils. I could either walk out, right? Mm-hmm. Because I now I'm just in a space where I need to walk away. Otherwise, I may say something that I'm gonna regret, right? Because if I stay, that's gonna end up being worse than if I just left, right? And so, but personally, I don't ever get to a point where I just need to leave my house and be away.
Yeah, it's like, got to that.
There's nothing that fucking serious that we're gonna argue about.
But it also sounds like you and your girl, and you've been together almost 2 decades, have come to that agreement where we're not gonna let the argument go there. Like, was that defined? Was that something, or is it just understanding between the two?
I think we've never spoke about it. It's just one of those things. You've been together, where things, because it wasn't always like that, right? I mean, I could think back to the very beginning. Now, I still have never called out her face like a bitch or anything like that. I don't use words like that towards her. But once upon a time, like I would, engage in arguments, and I want to win the argument, and
more to resolve the situation,
and all of that, when I'm younger. But now nobody got time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and there's a kid watching.
That's big, right? If there's kids watching. But also, I want ass later.
You want a meal?
I want a meal. Like, she ain't gonna hold that over my head.
And it's so easy to try to win the moment and not realizing how much somebody's helping you out in other ways. You know what I'm saying? And he's being a dick to his girl and probably needs his girl to do something for him later, or expects her to do something for him later. It's like, nah, it's a give and take. Like, nothing's 50-50. Like, I think that was a quote that I heard. So usually, it might be 80-20 some days, 70-30, you know what I'm saying? But as long as it's reciprocal. When you're giving 30, that other person's willing to give the 70. When you're giving 20, the other person's willing to give the 80 and vice versa. Then, you know what I mean? Then growth could happen. You know what I mean? There's a way you could go. You know what? Sidebar. I don't have a ring cam. Did she turn that on, you think, before?
No. Ring cams, they have motion alerts, so if anybody comes in a certain vicinity of the camera, it automatically starts recording. You could set it to where it doesn't do that, but that's.
But do you have to save the video?
It automatically saves.
To
a cloud.
Yeah. So he could have went in and deleted it. He wasn't thinking like that, but she must have been like, I might need this later.
Yeah, I mean, it automatically saves and up to a cloud, and you can like permanently save it because when it goes to the cloud, it'll delete after a certain amount of days. Time, but you can like download it to like have it permanently.
Yeah. Now he slipped up there. He should have deleted that.
Yeah, but I mean, the big thing is and it is when you're young, it's harder because when you're young, you have lesser control over certain things. But when you're older, like I could tell he's older, right? He's just a dick. And he obviously doesn't respect and value his woman as he should. I mean, that's what it boils down to. And you could tell he has a power. There's a power dynamic where he's trying to control her, and he's upset that he can't really control her.
That's what it comes down to. Yeah, you're right. It's like he's trying to play the mental game, and he realized she ain't falling for the dumb shit. Yeah.
And so I mean, I don't want to harp on this, but I too used to do that. But once I realized,
do like specifically like a psychological kind of.
Yeah, I mean to exert. I used to be I'll just say controlling, right? Because naturally I am control. I like to control everything in my environment. I believe I am in control of my own destiny, and so with that, everything I do is strategic. I control everybody around, and when I say I control people around me, I mean you can control how people interact with you through your own actions. And
you control as much of life as you have control over.
Right. And so, but once I realized that she's her own person, she's grown, she doesn't have to listen to me, she doesn't have to do anything I say. Once I realized that she has a mind of her own, then I realized it's not beneficial for me to try and control her. Because it's just going to lead to somewhere that I don't want it to lead to when it's all said and done. And so, yeah, I mean, and if you feel like if you're somebody who you need to have that type of control, then I mean, there's some soul seeking that you need to do.
100%. Did you come to that realization yourself about the control thing?
Yes.
Okay.
But it happened at like a low moment in our relationship, right?
Okay.
Because at one point we had like a long distance thing going. She moved down to New York City for work purposes. And then during that year that, I had these realizations and was able to see, once we had that space, I was able to see where I was lacking essentially and things that I needed to work on and so on and so forth. Got you. So had it not been for that space, I may not have ever seen those things.
Yeah. Now, I think a weakness that I have in terms of that is like expecting, like I'll read something or, I'll go through something in my life and I'll be on a new wave, so to speak, right? Or I'll be on a different mind state. Maybe I'll be more motivated to work out or on a cleaning, spree kind of. And I kind of like look at my partner at that moment and be like, well, why aren't you on the same, you know what I mean? And I have to really come to that realization that not everybody moves at the same speed. Not everybody's on the same wavelength, you know what I'm saying? And they're not wrong for it because there's probably something that they can look at me at that they're going through in their life and be like, well, why aren't you on this wave? Why are you still doing da-da-da-da? So it's really giving people that grace to be themselves, right? But I also think it shouldn't start an argument if things are brought up or addressed because I feel like it's like you can't have a cancer and ignore it. If you know there's something that's causing a strain, like bring it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you can't have that in a healthy manner, then that's more of a relationship issue than a personal issue. You know what I mean? But he definitely is an example right there of how not to treat your woman, and we want to shine a spotlight on that. So let's click a spotlight story. But next we're gonna go to my guy Spec. His segment. This one is called "Put Some Respect on My Name."
My name, come up, respect.
Yeah. Let's go.
Stop playing with my name.
That's when Spec lets us know if he got a little bit of respect or speculation for some stories that we heard in the news. About a week ago, a gentleman, I want to say he's a homeless person, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't quote me on that. But a gentleman who was in the subway, his name was Jordan Neely, was killed in an altercation that he had with a Marine, Daniel Perry, 24-year-old Marine, who put him in a chokehold. Yeah. And it ultimately led to his death. It took about a week or so, but I think he is actually being charged with manslaughter charges. Now, we're from New York City, right? You took the train at times in your life. I've taken the train, you've taken the buses, so we've been on public transportation. I'm imagining you've had people that have suffered from mental illness or have had issues get on said public transportation. Maybe they want to preach the word to you.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to harass passengers. Maybe they just want to tap dance. Whatever the case may be, I've seen it all. And those could be some really scary situations, right? It's real easy. And salute to the protesters who felt the need to protest.
Right.
That Daniel Penny be arrested and charged. But I will also, from the other side of it, say it's a nerve-wracking situation to be in a close quarters with someone bugging out in the train station or the bus. And I can't judge the way people act in the moment if I'm not there, right?
I'll just say real quick, I didn't hear nobody in the video say let him go.
Weren't the other people holding them down as well? Yeah. Which makes me wonder, are they getting charged? It don't seem like it.
Probably not.
What was he? I think he was like yelling at people. He's throwing garbage at people.
Yeah, he was clearly.
He said he had an 8 in a few days, something like that.
He was upset.
Yeah.
So he was lashing out. He wasn't hitting nobody.
Yeah.
But,
we've seen videos where that happens though.
Right.
Yeah.
But the train is a close quarters. He's walking up and down the aisles, screaming.
This was on the actual train. It wasn't in the subway. It was on the train.
On the train.
Oh, okay.
So it's not even like the platform.
Yeah.
That's more open. It's on the enclosed
so it's even
train.
closer. Yeah, and there's no opening. There's no like we could just. You can go to another car, but
not all of them don't open up.
Oh really?
So,
I'm old school.
Some of them do, but all of them don't.
I didn't know that. Okay, I'm old school shit.
Because it could be a safety hazard.
Because people ride between them and be okay. I got you. Yeah. So but that speaks more to the point of how nerve wracking it could be. That you kind of feel like you're in those quarters. So I don't want to put you in a situation where you put respect on someone dying because obviously is sad. But do you have speculation or respect for Daniel Penny being charged with a manslaughter death?
So I think manslaughter, first and foremost, is the appropriate charge.
Okay.
At first, people were calling for murder. It wasn't murder.
Mm-hmm.
Manslaughter is the appropriate charge. And I'm fine with it only because where, in my opinion, he screwed up. He held him in that position for over 10 minutes. I have no issue with his initial reaction, right? In that close quarters, you have somebody who is clearly going through some type of mental break. You don't know what they're going to do next. You don't know if they have a weapon on them. Mm-hmm. They're throwing stuff. They're pacing. Mm-hmm. It's a close quarter. I have no problem with the Marine restraining him. Mm-hmm. But he held him in that chokehold for way too long.
You seen the video? Can you see his reaction while in the chokehold? Was it covered by the?
No, so the video is frontal, so you could see him. And I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I just seen pieces
Clips
of it. But apparently he held him in the. It was a chokehold, a real chokehold for over 10 minutes. There's no reason for that. Once he got him down, he could have jumped on his back. He could have did something else except not choke him out. There's no reason to choke him out.
Is that something he's taught in the Marines, you think?
Yeah, you taught chokehold.
So is he taught that 10 minutes is a little excessive?
No. So I assume he held them for that long just because.
Again, that was the next time.
You don't know. It's like if you're in a fight. Mm-hmm. If I have you down. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, if I let you go, are you going to get up? Do you have something on you? Or then you're going to stab me? So I'm going to try and hold you down.
Yeah.
But again, he didn't have to hold him down in that choking position for that long. Mm. So because he did that for that long, I do think, I have no problem with them bringing charges because it was excessive.
Yeah.
That's the issue. It was excessive.
Why do you think it took so long for them to charge him?
Because he's a military guy.
They give him a break because it's kind of like being a cop.
And then two, for the situation that I have no issue with when he initially took him down in the chokehold.
Yeah. I think most people
scared.
most people trained to do that would do that.
Like I said, if you watch nobody is saying let him go. Like people are nervous. People are scared. You don't know what's going to happen.
It's not like the George Floyd tape where people are
like
just yelling at what's going on.
No, it's not the same type of situation. And so it's a lot to sort through. Now, whether or not he gets convicted, that's a whole nother story. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he gets off, because I'm sure he's gonna his defense is gonna be PTSD.
Ooh, is it? You think so?
Yeah, I mean, military.
He served,
especially if he went overseas for a war. PTSD like that.
That's very common among military.
Listen, paranoia is a motherfucker.
Yeah, so someone putting you in an unsafe situation will bring back.
Again, nobody was saying let him go. Everybody, people were nervous in that situation. So, it's an unfortunate situation overall. It's unfortunate homeboy had to die. But yeah, you can't hold nobody in no chokehold.
You got a little bit of speculation because of the amount of time.
It was excessive.
That it went on. But we will give a little bit of grace to Daniel Penny because of how scary those situations. Yeah,
I understand why he did what he did. Yeah. But the excessive nature of it, you gotta, the charges are they're appropriate.
It's like anything, but if you were to get into a bar fight, right, and you hit someone with a fatal blow, right, or you hit someone and they fall and they hit their head, you are stuck with the charges, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's kind of like being a no good deed goes unpunished kind of situation, that type of thing. Like, yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. It's the same.
But the bar thing, it could be a self-defense situation. There was no real self-defense. This is not going to be the self-defense situation.
And I mean, I know this isn't the coolest thing to say, but I kind of give a little bit of grace to cops sometimes when they shoot people because it's such a dangerous job
all the fucking time. Like, people be getting on cops. Try being a cop.
There's a reason I don't do it.
Job that shit is.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't say if I did do it that I wouldn't be out there trigger happy. So you know what I'm saying? Like when they're excessively beating someone, that's not that I ain't got no grace for. But pulling out your gun in one of those bam 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 situations.
Come on now. You want me to get shot before I try and figure out if this dude was he gonna get shot. Cops have a very hard job. I give cops grace, absolutely. There are bad apples out there, but there are more good apples than bad apples, period.
100%, man. Respect on my name, respect for speculation. I don't know if you know, the Brat is having a baby.
I heard about that.
She's like damn near 50, right?
Oh! Well, I'm sorry, lady.
Yeah, no, 49. Well, Don Lemon over here.
She looking good. So she aging gracefully.
Don't Don Lemon it, bro. Don't hit her with the Nikki Haley. But I don't know if you heard, there's a little bit of drama about it because she is going with a white sperm donor and made comments that the only black donor that she was able to find during genetic screening was a black guy that she's like, I didn't go with him because he wasn't attractive. That dude looked like Jiminy Cricket. I was like, sorry, but that wasn't going to be my choice. But I think we did a great job with picking. He's handsome, he's tall, and I think he's going to look beautiful with my wife's egg. So, respect or speculation, right? What would be more important to you, I guess, in this scenario? If you were going to go with, what is this, in vitro? Is that what they call it? Or this is
yeah, I mean, that's
surrogate.
Well, in vitro is the process.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. And then her wife is, the brat is carrying it, actually, yeah. So, would you be more concerned with your child being the same nationality as you and your significant other, or being more attractive?
So, as I have family members that have gone through this process, and so what I do know is, like, when you're looking to do this, right? Mm-hmm. There's a book, and you have the picture of the person, you have their characteristics.
Just if I donate sperm, I have to give them my picture.
I don't know if it's again because it may differ by state, all of those things. So, but there's
they offer that. Some people do offer that. Yeah, okay. I wonder why. I wonder what is in it for me.
Well, there's nothing in it for you.
Yeah, because I'm getting paid the same anyway to
You're
donate.
getting paid,
yeah.
but I mean, I assume if you're doing it with the notion that somebody may use your egg, so you're gonna want them to see what you look like, so they can choose. Okay, well, do I want my baby to look like this?
I don't care. After
Well,
that point.
you don't care. Technically, you don't.
Unless I wanted to be in the kid's life. That's the only way I would really be like, take my picture, contact me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, they give you those options.
Yeah.
So I do know with the contact piece, there is the option of do you want them to yes
Contact,
or no.
okay, yeah.
And it might be the same thing with the picture.
Yeah, oh, got you, yeah, okay.
So, but I know if I'm gonna be somebody who's looking to get an sperm, I'm gonna want to see
pictures,
the pictures,
the pictures, yeah.
right? And so,
it shows how I'm like, I got my 500.
yeah.
I'm good.
So, you have the picture, you have all the characteristics, all of that stuff, and there may not be a large selection. Like she said, the only black person. I don't know how many black people go to sperm banks.
I did hear this. Well, there's not high numbers. I did hear that.
So,
I don't know how true that is. Don't quote me on that, but I did hear.
So with that said, if I have 10 candidates, let's say one is black or two is black, but their pictures and their characteristics aren't necessarily, because this is a choice, right? When you're doing this, you get to choose. Okay, I want the baby who may have the blue eyes or the brown eyes
or tall dad,
all of these things. Mm-hmm. And so this is your opportunity. So I mean, I guess for me personally, I don't know. I can't really say what would be more important. It just depends on my selection and what I have available to me.
Yeah, I mean, and we both have biracial kids, so it's not like we necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of those people,
it doesn't matter that much to us. Yeah.
You cut me, you cut yourself. We all bleed fucking red. I'm not.
I mean, race is a social construct over here. Nah, but it's true. But it really is. You're 100% right. Now, why I brought this up too? I want to talk about it because she did catch a lot of backlash. That's a perfect black. She did catch the backlash of people saying that was kind of fucked up. That was. And I didn't really catch it at first. I didn't get what they were saying, but I want to quote Charlemagne. I think he was more so. He put it in a good term, like this is perpetuating the white is beautiful, black isn't stereotype. Once again, I don't want to judge somebody by
be taken that way.
Yeah, but now
that doesn't mean that's
what she meant it. Yeah, exactly. And to crucify her for that. And actually, she did comment about it recently. I think she was on Chairman Hall. And she said, I didn't think it would be offensive to anyone. I cracked jokes about almost everybody that we saw. That just happened to be the one that made the show. I wasn't trying to be mean or say anything negative about black people. We were looking for a black donor. We're black. We wanted a black donor. So it was just misconstrued and taken in a way out of context. And I think that happens. Like, we do that nowadays. You take a clip from an interview, and now we want to say that's what you meant by it. I don't think so.
Even if you took the whole clip, I mean, people are still gonna have an issue.
Yeah.
So,
you're right.
It's just one of those things.
And it's the brat's baby, so she has the right. But no, it's like here's the thing: we're, as black people, you can't hold us to this thing where it's like. I don't think she meant that in a racist way. I don't think she meant that as anti-black. She meant it as anti-that dude.
Right. He just happened to be the black.
Yeah, exactly. Now she didn't say it was the only black donor, and she was like, yeah, there was a lot of them, and I just wasn't feeling them. Then I can lean closer to that side that thinks that, but I'm just like, unfortunately, it seems like she was in a place where there weren't a lot of black donors, or at least photos, right, of the people that were black donors.
Because I'm sure, like the point that you just made, there's a lot of people, okay, I'm going to go donate this sperm, but it's really just for the money.
Yeah.
I ain't going to give them my picture.
Yeah, so, I don't want them to, I don't really want to know. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
In my quest, I only want, I want to see the files with the pictures.
Yeah.
Anything without the pictures, I'm not even concerned.
Exactly, and that could have definitely brought down her.
There could have been a bunch of black people with no pictures.
Exactly, anonymous.
That's not my fault.
Well, I do get not going with the anonymous because the baby come out Asian that you wasn't expecting. I mean, I guess like we gotta roll with it, but you know what I mean. But let's see what's up next, man. Oh, did you hear Usher and Chris Brown got into a little kerfuffle? But I don't know if it's real or not. Why are there no videos of this? How do two people? For anybody who doesn't know, I'll even go back even further. I think about a week or two ago, Usher was talking about doing a versus. Possibly with Chris Brown, and how big of an event that would be, and how big of he's like, even if it isn't a versus, if we come together and do anything, it'll be a big event. He said that's the bro, and showed as much. I think he threw Chris Brown a party recently.
That's where it happened.
Yeah, it was a skating party, and I heard it was something with Tiana Taylor backing out on his performance. I don't know how true that is. You know, it's a lot of he say, she say speculation. And then Usher tried to get in between it and was like, this ain't the time or the place. Chris Brown tried to like storm off. Usher went behind him, and allegedly that's when the kerfuffle happened. But do you think it even really happened, or you think?
I have no idea. I mean, I haven't heard anything.
A little bit of speculation, right?
Of, the initial. So they're keeping this one under wraps.
I mean, personality-wise, it wouldn't be out of Chris Brown's personality getting a little scrap. You know what I like too, and I want to give props. I don't know if you've seen this recently. Pharrell Pharrell has like a festival, I think, that goes down in VA. I want to say it's something in the water is what it's called.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's only VA artists that he has out there. I don't think so. I think it's artists from all over the place. But Chris Brown was there. And he was like, he just really gave him his props as being like a trendsetter, like a one-in-a-generation talent. You know what I'm saying? An insane just performer. And I'm like, you don't see that a lot, like because of who Chris Brown is, because of the whole Rihanna, thing that happened that we're not where, but people are judging him for, his entire career. So I thought that was actually pretty cool of Pharrell to really like give somebody their flowers who is not even the most popular person to give their flowers to. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm more with giving Chris Brown his flowers. Like you said, he doesn't. He does, in my opinion, despite the bullshit that he's been involved in over the years, he's still, like you said, one of the generational talent. Mm-hmm. You cannot take that away from him. Can't.
And continue with, like, some people would let the cancellation slow him down, but just continue to be a beast. You know what I mean, and put stuff out.
I hate when I hear things, that like when I heard that, I'm like, damn, Chris, like, because you already know, what's gonna come after all of that. I'm like, just chill out.
You just want people to stay out of trouble, right? Like,
just stay out of trouble, live your life. Mm-hmm. I mean, but sometimes, trouble finds people. But when trouble finds people, that's usually a sign
that there's something around you is
there's
attracting
some things that you need to, figure out, and because trouble doesn't continuously find people for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. And if a lot of your trouble happens to be when you're on alcohol, on drugs, or whatever the case may be,
or
that might
people who are around you.
Yeah, that might be something that you got to examine and back out of. But yeah, man, shout out to Chris Brown, shout out to Usher. Hopefully, nothing did happen, and if something did, I think Usher performed the next day at the Lovers and Friends festival. I don't know if that has anything to do with Usher, but I know he was there. You know what I'm saying? So, just like the fact that they both didn't mind coming out the next day shows that maybe they were able to move past it. But Spec, we're gonna move on to my favorite segment, man. It's called Have You Heard? I hear headlines, I'll bring them to the news, and I'll see if my guy Spec has heard. First up, your man Big Trumpito. Federal jury in New York found former President Donald Trump liable for battery and defamation in a civil trial stemming from allegations he raped the writer E. Jean Carroll in a department store dressing room in the mid-1990s. She was awarded $5 million total in damages.
We heard about that.
Trump don't seem to care, and not too many other people seem to really care either, but
I don't think nobody cares. Like, so... Hey, shout outs to her for winning that case.
Yeah.
Because
he definitely tried. Yeah, he definitely tried to, like, discourage her from even moving forward with it.
The crazy shit with Trump is like he continuously I don't know who that woman is. I've never seen her in my life, but then starts to talk about her and like you clearly know who the hell she is. But yeah, I'm not really with bringing up shit that far back.
How long ago did that happen? Mid-1990s.
So we're talking about fucking almost 3 decades ago.
You don't think she would care if he didn't become president?
No, I don't.
No, yeah.
There's all these stories that we hear of him is because he ran for fucking president.
Yeah.
Had he never ran for president, we wouldn't have heard about these things. Wouldn't have heard about Stormy Daniels. Wouldn't have heard about none of those things.
No, you're right.
Had he not run for president.
Pissing off people off. They want to definitely come. Even if you don't. Some people just see you on top. Just want to fucking bring you down. After the verdict, Trump posted on Truth Social, I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. This verdict is a disgrace, a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time.
Yet in his deposition, he admitted to knowing who she is. So,
I think his followers are going to follow him.
And I mean, nothing's gonna. He didn't lose support from this shit.
It's sad enough. Yeah, there's people who might like him more now because of this. Like, it's just sad, but
Trump support ain't going nowhere at this stage. Anybody who fucks with Trump is gonna fuck with him regardless. And if you don't fuck with him, you're just not gonna fuck with him no matter what.
$5 million, right? You think it would have just been easier to just pay her $5 million to not have this? Because I'm sure he could have.
No, because again, he knows at the end of that's all. It's just money. It's not gonna be something that affects him in the political realm or nothing like that. Because again, the people who are gonna vote for him are gonna vote for him regardless.
Yeah.
So this is not like a Hillary situation where, you know, she got in that trouble before the election and that caused her the election. That's not going to happen here. Not to say that he's going to win or anything like that, but what I'm saying is his support does not waver at this point.
No, I think it's more so people in the middle, right? Who, there are some people in this country who just want to keep it simple in terms of politics and be like, oh, you're a rapist? You know, they want to put titles on people. But, oh, you're a criminal? I can't vote for a criminal. I can't vote for you. You know what I mean?
In general, but I don't think at this stage, on the second go-around, that applies to Trump.
He's also...
Like the first time around, yeah, but even those, this time around, I don't really think there's going to be many people in the middle.
It's true. You're right.
Because you already know...
Well, no, if it's Biden versus Trump, because so many people hate them both.
The people in the middle, I think they're just not going to vote.
Oh, you think so? Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to be. Yeah. It's not going to be, oh, should I vote for Trump? I don't...
No one's going there. They either love him or hate him. Yeah. And he might be the second famous person in America behind, like, Kim Kardashian, I guess. If not the first, right? Yeah. In other political news, politicians get in trouble. George Santos, he was federal charges brought in. He turned himself in.
Making y'all look bad.
Making who look bad?
Latinos. Santos.
George, I don't know what he is. So I'm like, when you say y'all, I was like, Spec, don't get us canceled. There's a lot of boxes that George Santos has claimed to be in, bro. That's true.
I'm sure it's true.
I was like, who is Spec offending right now with the y'all? You gotta be careful with Santos, but yeah, if you don't know, Santos is that guy who ran for he ran in New York. What is he, a congressman?
In Long Island.
In Long Island, yep. And he lied. He lied about a lot of things, right? But I don't know how he got so deep in the game, making lies like that when there's so many people who want to like fact check.
Right. That is true.
But I think it's just so low level. No one was really, not even his competitors.
That's the crazy part, that he made it this far.
Yeah.
Like lying, like big lies.
And when all the news came out about it, we kind of were like, well, is he still going to be in office? Like, is there any... Didn't he, like, run on some of these lies? So, if charges were going to be brought up, but he did turn himself in to face federal charges on wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and making false statements to Congress.
The dude, his job paid him... He makes $120,000 a year from his job, and he filed unemployment and received $24,000 during that period.
Unemployment? When was he unemployed?
He wasn't.
He just...
He filed for unemployment while he was employed.
He doing some shit that non-famous people do. I think I ain't gonna front. I do think there's a psychological issue with people who just, like, pathological liars. Since, like, from being a little kid, like, if you a liar, you a weirdo to me. Like, I can't hang out with you. Like, I can't... Like, you lying about shit that no one cares about.
He wanted the money.
The 20... You gonna risk your 120 a year job to make an extra 20 grand, bro? That makes sense? Oh, man. I remember, I think I seen when... before he turned himself in, reporters were calling him and were asking him about the charges. And I think his response was, this is the first I'm hearing of this. Not no comment. Like I said, he's like, I don't know about that. This is the first I'm hearing of this. News to me. But yeah, they're gonna get George Santos out of there. This is crazy. You can't.
He said, I'm running for re-election.
He is, yeah, because he's in the middle of a re-election bid right now, right? My man said it's still going. And that's the Trump effect. Niggas they don't care. Like,
it's a witch hunt.
Yeah. You could have you on tape, or like my man Crowder, Jay Crowder. And you still gonna run, man. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. But yeah, 13 counts of federal indictment, man. Good luck to George Santos. Well, here on Perfect Talk Podcast, you are innocent till proven guilty. So
absolutely.
even though you lie, a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna give you the benefit of the doubt till they prove it in a court of law. But Spec, have you heard? You're a big LeBron James fan. Have you heard his offspring, Ronnie James, committed to the USC Trojans and announced last week, or maybe a week and a half ago, that he's joining the USC Trojans in the fall. Also, I think Dennis Rodman's son is going there as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're gonna play together.
Okay.
Which is dope. But yeah, have you heard? And then also, how do you feel about LeBron current playoff run? How you think he's looking out there? But with Bronny, was that always the plan for him to go do a year in college? Was that what they were on LeBron's timeline?
They never really spoke about what his path was going to be.
But LeBron did speak of wanting to play with him eventually, right?
Yeah. That's his goal.
That's LeBron's goal.
But yeah, like they never said, okay, after high school he's gonna go play pro or he's gonna go to college. That was never really. We always knew colleges were recruiting him, but it was never certain that he was gonna go to college.
Okay. Yeah, no, he was thinking about Oregon and Ohio State as well, but decided on USC. Dennis Rodman's son, DJ Rodman, is that's who I mentioned earlier. He's gonna go there as well. But USC basketball. Do we know any famous people from USC basketball? You have the football team, hella talent over there. But is he? That's just probably the best college to go to if you're a celebrity kid.
I mean, a lot of celebrity kids go there. I mean, obviously, but yeah.
I can't think I know. I'm trying to think. USC basketball. I know UCLA, big for basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously D1. They probably haven't. I don't recall them being like in the NCAA.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey,
they trying to build,
maybe
which is smart.
Get them there.
Which is actually smart on his part, because then you got less of a talent. Not I won't say less of a talent pool, but
you get a
shine.
chance to play.
Exactly. Yeah. Which I'm sure they're very calculated family. They thought about it. What you think about LeBron's playoff run? He got past the Memphis Grizzlies. They were up 3-1 on the Warriors earlier this week. Warriors caught a W. So what is it? 3-2 right now, right?
3-2 right now. Game 6 tonight.
So by the time y'all hear this, it'll be played. But he's looking good. Looking real good for. I hate to say for his age, because we're like around the same age, but it's true. I can't imagine doing what the hell he's doing like at this level, like that. Like I mean, people have been giving it props for a while what he's doing and what he's pulling off, but it's true. Like it's a fucking amazing, bro. Like to be this age.
I think because I'm in basketball, like in basketball years, LeBron is ancient.
You're right. Yeah.
And so he's old and he's still schooling these young bucks. So,
what do you think about the Dylan Brooks thing? I asked Keith that earlier this week when I spoke to him. But Dylan Brooks let go from Memphis. You think it was because he poked the bear, so to speak, on LeBron, or was it a culmination of things?
I think that was just the final straw.
Okay, that's what Keith said also.
Dylan Brooks, he's not the NBA. Like Dylan Brooks is a guy he's a defensive player.
Yeah, but he'd be a journeyman at best, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna be a scorer. The NBA, they're gonna, they're slowly moving away from that. They're gonna start to have players who score like that. Once upon a time, you could just have a defensive player on the floor
take up a spot.
He doesn't really score. He's just a defender. That's slowly dying. I'd say another 5 to 10 years, every position on the floor will be a scoring position, meaning they want 10 to 15 points out of your position every night.
Why do you think that? Why?
That's just the way that's just
because it's becoming so competitive. That you can't afford to give up a spot to a defensive.
Because for instance, the average score of an NBA team every night is 111 points
currently. Okay.
Go back 10 years ago, it was under 100. And so
you got to make up for those points.
Like we're shooting the 3 ball at a much higher clip. And so the game is changing. With that come changes in the personnel and all of that. We need Dylan Brooks. He's not a scorer. He's not, you don't know what you're going to get from him on the offensive end. And so he's more of a liability when it comes to that.
Gotcha.
And then, you poke the bear and, obviously you can't back up the shit that you poke,
But I don't knock it for the poking the bear thing. I think you're supposed to do that.
Yeah. No. You're supposed to do that. But if you're going to do that, you can't just do that and not perform too. So that's going to be a problem.
Nah, 100%. Spec, we got to get to my next favorite segment, man. I won't say it's my second favorite because I think I love it just as much as all the other ones. But things I've seen on the internet. You know what I mean? I see some crazy things sometimes, and I got to show my guy spec. So this one's called Russia versus Ukraine. I think I got to turn the sound down on this one. Some guy grabs the flag, catches them hands, bro.
So I assume the dude that grabbed the flag was
Russian, yeah. They don't play that shit, bro. No fighting, no fighting. Yo, they take that shit serious. Why would they have them so close around each other? Like,
but what I do like, and I wish, you know,
snatch.
because if that was black people, it wouldn't have gone down like that.
How you think it would have?
There would have been
Riot?
There would have been raucous, maybe some gunshots. But, you know, he gave them the hands, like, couple of...
He ain't want no more. He's like, this flag shit ain't worth it. This ain't my gang, bro. I just had no love for the ops, but it ain't my gang, man. Says summit erupts in fist fight between Russian and Ukraine delegates. Nah, this shit is real, bro. Like, niggas don't play that. I'm imagining they're not playing in soccer right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, hopefully we can bring an end to the war, man, because shit is crazy out here. Let's see this one. My man Genuine took a little spill recently. Let's see. Yo, I didn't realize who the dude he tried to hold on to was the sign language dude.
Yeah, you gonna just have to fall play.
Nah, he tried to take him down with him. Like, come on, man. I'm over here signing for the folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do me like that, man. What I give Genuine...
And he kept
going though, yeah. He ain't like take no break, man. He kept it going. The dude like, I gotta keep signing.
Professional.
Next one up is my guy Trumpito being a wild boy. We spoke about his case earlier.
You said you
This is when they had the deposition.
I still don't.
Well, today you at least know that she's a plaintiff in a case suing you, correct?
Oh, yes, that I know.
Okay.
But I know nothing about her. I think she's sick, mentally sick.
Okay. You say in this post, you use a strange word, which I want to ask you about. You say she completely made up a story that I met her at the doors of this crowded New York City department store and within minutes swooned her. Do you see that?
Yeah.
What does swoon mean?
That would be a word, maybe accurate or not, having to do with talking to her and talking to her to do an act that she said happened, which didn't happen. And it's a nicer word than the word that starts with an F. And
is that what swoon means? I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't using it like, I don't use the word, but I never used it like that.
Become very famous in this video. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy.
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately, or fortunately.
Or fortunately.
I feel him on that though.
Or fortunately.
Yeah, or fortunately.
Hold on, there's another part. I want to see if I got it.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. I look at her, I see her, I hear what she says, whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it. I would not have any interest in.
Why he hit her with the Dylan Brooks, bro? Under no circumstances. Yo, he don't give a fuck, bro. He's a wild boy, son.
That is hilarious.
My man said under no circumstances, man. Spec, before we get out of here, I got one more for you, man. I know we spoke about the royal coronation earlier. With Prince Charles became King Charles. And I don't know if you know, Meghan Markle, she didn't attend. She got kids. She said it was Archie's birthday. That's her son. She wasn't going. But some people said that Meghan Markle did show up in disguise. Let me know what you think. It kind of could be like that. Looked like, what's the show? Undercover Boss. That looked like one of them Undercover Boss joints, bro.
Oh man.
He said composer accused of attending coronation as Meghan Markle in disguise. Conspiracy theorists online believe Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, showed up to the coronation of King Charles III disguised like a man in a shaggy wig, glasses, and even a fake mustache. It happened to be viral pictures of the Welsh composer Sir Carl Jenkins. You got a last name like Jenkins. They like, that's a black woman underneath there, bro.
You ain't fooling us.
Yo, Spec, that is another episode in the books. Thank you for doing the episode with me, my guy.
Sir.
Where can my people find you out on social media?
Nowhere.
You already know, man. You can find your guy DJ Playboy on Twitter at DJ Playboy. Maybe I should point to that one. There we go. At DJ Playboy. Also find me on Instagram at PLICCAPLAYBOY, PLICCA. No, yeah, PEEZY. I forgot to spell my own name. PLICCAPEEZY on Instagram. Go check it out. Also follow Perfect Talk on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. Go check out the website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. It's the home of the Perfect Talk Podcast. My radio show, The Night Shift. The other radio show I do, Money Talks Radio, with my guy DJ Show. Ayo Niche and Friends Live Podcast. First and 15 mixes is all right there. Perfect Talk Podcast. Go check that out. Every episode of Perfect Talk Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, wherever your favorite podcasts are found. And I promise, if it's not, we will get it there because we growing this year, baby. We blowing it up. Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit them notifications, leave a comment, do the damn thing, man. Spec, tell them smash that button, man.
Smash that like button.
You already know, man. And it's going down like that, man. What else? I think that's about everything that we got going on. But I read a new, I say read. I listened to a new audiobook this week that I actually really good. It's called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And main reason I kind of like it was an easy, quick read. It was done in like 2.5 hours. Okay. So it was like, sometimes when it be 10 hours, I'd be like, yo, you know what I mean? I really got locked in to get to it. But 2.5 hours, I knocked it out just driving around. And dope book. 4 agreements. The 4 agreements are never use your words for bad. Only use your words to lift people up. Don't break people down. Tell people what they can't do, that they're this, that they're that. Only use your words to uplift people. Second agreement, don't take things personal, which I think is a one that stuck with me the best, the most. Third rule is what's the third rule? Don't take things personal. Don't make assumptions. And the fourth rule is try your best, which basically means we're all humans. And it is, all the stuff I mentioned to do is kind of human nature. It's what most humans are doing. So you're not going to get it perfect. But as long as you make a constant effort, try your best, or when you make a mistake at it, be like, I ain't going to do that no more. You know what I mean? Then I think, that's the agreement that, you'll be a better person. And the don't take things personal, I think was the most important agreement that stuck with me. I think it'll stick with a lot of people that are around me right now that I think are kind of going through some things where they always feel like someone's accusing them.
That's a agreement for everybody.
Yeah, it's and the reasoning behind it. And I'm gonna paraphrase. I might fuck it up, but basically saying you live your own movie, and I live my own movie, and you're the director, you're the producer, and you're the main actor in your movie. And something that you might do to me that I would take personal, you might not even mean like that. You might, even if you meant it to hurt me, that has more to do with you than with me. You're fulfilling something within you, or you're doing something, an insecurity within you, more so than it has to do with me. And it really, it goes more for like the things that are kind of like in the gray area, like, yo, did Spec say that to hurt my feelings, or this? And it's like, bro, don't know anybody checking for you. People are living their own life, they going through their own issues, you know what I mean? And I think if people do follow that,
if people follow that
alone, right?
It would be a much better workplace.
It was funny because my girl gets annoyed when I finish a new book, but she like I told her, I like when I learn something new, I try to put her on, and I'm like, you making an assumption right now, like taking things personal. So she's already tired of that shit. But I think it's honestly something that I think is gonna help me out. And if you haven't read it yet, go check it out. It was one of the books I heard Charlamagne talk about a long time ago. And then Earn Your Leisure had like an excerpt from it. Mm-hmm. I think it was the Don't Take Things Personal one actually. Yeah, that I seen. I was like, that's deep. I'm gonna check this book out. And I had a ton of credits in Audible, so I was just like, fuck it. But dope book. You want anything new nowadays? It could be a piece of music, a movie. Anything?
No, I'm just right now. I'm
in new projects.
Basketball
taking up all your time. Yeah, I got you. Playoff. It is playoffs.
At nighttime, obviously.
Yeah. No new projects around the crib or nothing yet?
There's always something going on. Always something going on.
It's getting warm out there. Man. So, I'm landscaping and all that. Got to start pop. Yeah, because you got land now, too, right? Like, you always lawn mowed and stuff. Mm-hmm. But now you got a little bit more to mow. Yeah. But you got the push one? You got the electric?
It's an electric, but it has a button. I don't have to necessarily push it.
Yeah, just gotta walk behind it though. Yeah, got you. Now that's very young. I'm not looking forward to that, man, at all. But the home ownership, man, it's a dope thing. A gift and a curse. A gift wrapped in sandpaper is what my homegirl Ayo Niche would say, man. Spec, what did we learn from this episode, man? Do not be a wild boy on like Steven Crowder, because you might get caught on that ring cam. What else?
Don't be excessive.
Don't be excessive. You're right. You don't gotta take it to another level.
Everything in life is great in moderation.
You're right. Don't be like Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Like Trump.
Don't be a wild. I mean, unless you're trying to entertain and make people laugh, but they laughing at you sometimes, not laughing with you. Don't be like George Santos. That definitely, like, come on, you ain't got a lot to hang out, bro. You ain't got a lot to kick it. So you know what I'm saying? And always try your best, man. Go read a new book. Go. Don't make assumptions. Don't take things personal. And spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Spec, we up out of here, man. Oh, shout out to the BX too. Spec in the bill. We gotta show love to the BX. Brooklyn, Bronx, everybody out there, stand up. Queens, Uptown, all that. Long Island, we see you too, baby.
Oh, New York.
Staten Island too. Throw them in there too, man. I got my Mets hat on today, man. Yo, we up out of here. Spec, say goodbye, man.
Peace.
Peace.